Yes, that's the most dramatic and iconic Rupin waterfall falling down from 15,000 feet. But you know what? This trek has much more things to offer. The unique culture of Himachal, the long meadow and forest walks, the unbelievable summit, and the surprise after the summit. Welcome to Rupin Pass Trek.
Today from the metro station, so I'm going to Kashmiri Gate overnight bus है at 11:15 and अभी time है 10:15.
I'm traveling to Ruru. The bus cost me around 1,000 rupees, and only 3-4 direct bus options are there. Else you need to do a break journey to Shimla and from there to Ruru. For some of the companies, the pickup point for the trek is Shimla, but mine was from Ruru. I had booked my stay in the Chanchal Hotel, which comes under the Himachal Tourism, and let me give you a room tour. It was very basic with an attached bathroom, double bed, TV, and just okay for to stay one night. It don't have a balcony, but definitely have a opening which opens up to the garden. The room cost me around 1700 rupees per night. Next day, just 400 meters away from the hotel was the pickup point. This was the clock room as well as rental place. Started off with the long day, the long journey of 90 kilometers from Ruru to Jiskun. It was definitely a bit bumpy ride, but definitely one of the scenic ride. So we passed through the Chanchil Valley and the Chanchil Pass, where you get the 360-degree view of the mountains as well as the Kedarkanta peak. The trek I have already done. You will get to see that in my channel as well. Go check that out. We started off the journey in 9 in the morning and reached there by 3 with 2 stops in middle for the lunch and a tea break. Generally, if the weather is not clear, you can take a little more time. So we reached Jiskund, and it is the base camp of the Rupin Pass trek. And yes, we are not staying in the tent but in this beautiful Himachal style tea houses. The view was amazing, the place was beautiful. The rooms were given to us according to like girls room and boys room, and definitely there was washroom. There was no dry or any bio toilet, but a proper washroom with water. As I said, since we reached a little early as the daylight was there, so we went out in the village to explore, to take a village tour. So the guides take us there. It was very beautiful. The people were so welcoming. Though it was a small village with just few houses, but definitely very scenic. We just saw a temple, a school ground, few houses, said namaste to some of the people, and so much. So after the Sham ki chai, we had a small briefing and intro session, followed by the dinner. Dinner was quite basic but definitely nutritious. Dal, roti, paneer ki sabzi and chawal. This morning landscape just looked like a straight out of watercolor painting. Look at the sound. After that, we got ready and had again a briefing session just before we started off with the day, the actual trek day. So today was comparatively a shorter day. We are traveling from Jiskun to Jaka. It was just a 5.5 kilometer trek. Initially, it was going down till this waterfall came, and after that, it was all inclined.
नीचे झरना के पास थे. Now we are climbing up.
So the trail was mostly forests, so there were shades, there were tree line all over, and that's the first view of Jaka. Jaka is said to be as the hanging village, as it seems to be actually hanging from the mountain. And there we have reached the Jiskun, the stay for the night. Yes, no tent, tea houses once again, and with a proper washroom with water. So these are the typical Himachali houses. So this is one of the trek where you get to experience this, unlike any other trek. So just like a previous day, we stayed in the rooms, boys and girls separate. Since we had time, I went out to the village to explore the place and definitely do some of the sketches over there. After Sham Ki Chai, we went out for a village tour along with our trek guides. They were showing where the cattle and cows live in the houses. They also given us a tour of the grain or storeroom houses in the village.
करते हैं राशन पानी इकट्ठा करते हमारा स्टोरेज ये रहता चावल वगैरह जो भी आता है.
So there was another village just next to the place we walked down to there, and we met this weaver who were weaving some of the fabrics which are traditionally used to make coats which the man is actually wearing. After that we went for the main attraction of the village, that is the temple of the place. There is a beautiful architecture with beautiful carving on it. And that's how, with lot of stories and laughter, day came to an end. The next day starts, that is the day 3. We are traveling from Jiskun to Saravas Thach. We had a briefing session in the morning, and then we started off with the trek for the day. The trek started with a gentle walk, and this was the extension of the village as well, as there was a cultivative land on the both the sides, and here we got to see the white wild roses. We had taken small breaks in between for the photos and just to drink some water. And then comes the main attraction of the day, that is the forest. The only one of the core forest land that we get to see in this trek. And just after this forest land, the tree line almost comes to an end. We had a quiet walk through this place, as we get to hear a lot of other sounds from the nature, from birds to leaves and so much more. Taken a small pause to hear some of the stories about the place just before the tree line ends, and after that there was a descent to cross the river. So here we are witnessing the Rupin river in a proper way, and we are walking towards the source of this river. After this, the whole trail we are walking just next to the river or just around it.
Moving towards the dhaba, we're going to have some local cuisine, सिड्डू and something else. इसके बाद जो पूरा ट्रेल है, that going to be just next to this Rupin river. As we move forward, the tree line were reducing, and this was the point where the tree line comes to an end and we were entering the meadow region. Today's trek was one of the longest day with a 8 kilometers trek. The trail was a mix of ups and downs and few flatlands as well. And there you can see the first view of the campsite.
अवसर देने का आप सबका तहे दिल से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. मेरा नाम सुमन सिंह रावत है.
After getting a warm welcome from the campsite, we had our lunch, and after that we had a free afternoon. So I went out to do some of the sketches over there. From here we get the first glance of the Rupin waterfall, though just the top one is visible and not the lower one. And I believe that somehow this is one of the beautiful campsite I have ever stayed in. शाम को चाय और पास्ता थी and view को enjoy कर रहे थे. So officially we are in the meadow region, and day 4 started with this beautiful view. Some of the animals visited us as well. Today is going to be the day where we are going to witness the Rupin waterfall. So today is going to be a short day of just 4.5 kilometers of trek. Rather than just taking the traditional route, we just started walking from the opposite side of the river so that we get a chance to cross the river ourselves. Get to dip our legs in this waterfall, the chilly water. Since we had a lot of time, so I got to sketch a little bit. We walked a little slow, taken a lot of pauses just to enjoy the view and the weather. It was very unexpected. We got to see some of the rhododendrons as well. Mostly the trail was flat, just a little elevation at the end of 200-300 meters. That's the view from the top back to the valley through which we walked by. And yes, 3, 2, 1. That's the Rupin waterfall. Our campsite was just at the edge of the waterfall. India Height claims to this one of the most beautiful campsites, and I guess the reason is here. So we reached there by the lunch time. So after having lunch, we had some free time just to enjoy ourselves. The Rupin waterfall is the main attraction, but at the sides there were numerous number of waterfalls just randomly falling here and there. Depending on the season and the weather, you will get to see some or many of you. And of course, some mandatory sketching over there. Take some moment to enjoy this because next day we are going to climb above this waterfall and our campsite is going to be just above it. After chai and snacks, we have our technical guide who talked about tomorrow's trail and give a hand-on experience with some of the gears. We wore our helmets and crampons and taken a small walk just to the nearby snow patch to have a test about tomorrow's day. I guess no one can get tired of this view. Depending on the daytime and the sunlight, the view and the shadows were changing and we were not getting tired out of it.
Day 5 was comparatively a shorter day with 3.5 kilometers, but it is going to be a full of ascent, almost 60-70 degree. We are going to camp above the waterfall, so we need to climb through the waterfall. First, we started with the lower one. So this is the closer view of the lower waterfall. We just climbed through the snow. After that, we just crossed the second waterfall. This is the view from there. And after that, you get to see the third waterfall on the top. And that's the view of the valley when we are top of it. Obviously, a quick sketch is mandatory. Here the space is very less, so all the campsites are just next to each other. The source of the Rupin river is just on the backside of it. If the snow is less, one can take a walk to that. So this is the tour of our campsite. We reached there by the lunchtime, and in the evening we do have a lot of time. I have inspired a lot of other people to do the sketches as well. And after that I also did some of the sketches of this beautiful scenic sceneries.
Here is the Uttamda, the technical guide, briefing us about the tomorrow's trail because that's the summit day. After the tea snacks, we went in to see the waterfall source. Not exactly the river source, but the source of the waterfall. And look how amazing that's it. Last campsite is also visible there. Summit day started early around 3 in the night. It was raining and dark, that is why I cannot shoot. The initial 3 kilometers or 2 kilometers were totally ascent, and this was the time we were resting. After that, there was a quite flat land, but we were walking throughout the snow. Total around 10 kilometer of distance need to be covered today. So starting 5 kilometer, 6 kilometer in the starting, and after crossing the pass, the rest will be covered. It looked like we are walking through the white carpet. Crampons and all the technical gears were also required very much here. The last 300 meter is known as the Rupin Gully, which was an ascent of 80-degree, and there we have reached in the summit after a very difficult climb. And that's Uttam Da. The trek was only possible because of his inspiration. So we are officially at 15,000 feet, taking some of the photos. It was fully covered with snow and such an amazing feeling over there. All the hard work, the running before the trek, the preparation and everything just come to this place, and it's so happy. We couldn't wait there for very long. We started our ascent and it started snowing all of a sudden. The weather was not good. As we ascend more, it was started raining. And the landscapes drastically changed from snowland to these green lands. The trek is known for its Rupin waterfall, but trust me, after the pass crossing, the scenic beauty changes and it is actually more beautiful than that side, because maybe we were expecting very less from this side. And that's the campsite Rondigard for the day. It is going to be the last campsite, though it was raining initially, but the weather got clear after that. The last day started with the celebration of completing the trek, and the cake was actually baked in the campsite only. And finally started off with this last day. Look at this beautiful ascent. And there were so many animals, and it was just looking like straight out of calendar or watercolor pictures. Today going to be a very small day of a distance of just 5 kilometers, and it was only ascent. Look at this beautiful landscape. We were enjoying every bit of it.
By walking, we reached the Sangla Kanda, where the cabs were waiting for us, which took us to the Sangla village. It was just an open cab, just a gypsy type of thing, where we had our lunch in Sangla, and after that we continued our journey in Travelers to reach Shimla on the same day. It was a long journey of almost 7-8 hours. In between, we'd had stops of some food and everything, and that is how the trek came to an end with lots of memories. There are thousands of photos from this trip, just adding a few as a memory. I guess this is one of the beautiful treks I have done, first 15,000 feet, and I hope more of this is going to come to me. Do share when you are planning this trek, or if you have already done it, when you have done it, share your experiences.